Have you ever witnessed the exact moment when a broken heart begins to heal on live television? Have you ever felt your chest tighten, your eyes burn, and your faith in humanity quietly return, all in a single scene? And what if that moment was triggered not by fiction, but by a real woman, real pain, and the unexpected presence of a global star? Last night on Italian television, something extraordinary happened. This was not just another TV show. This was not just another celebrity appearance. This was an emotional earthquake that shook millions of viewers and reminded us why Yaman is not just famous, but deeply loved. Welcome to Magazine News and Gossip, where we don't just tell stories, we relive them. The legendary program Che Posta per Te returned on Saturday, January 10th, 2026, and with it came one of the most unforgettable moments in the history of Italian television. A story so raw, so emotional, that it stayed with viewers long after the cameras stopped rolling. It began with an entrance that instantly exploded across social media. Yaman did not simply walk into the studio. He jumped. Literally. An athletic, exaggerated leap that instantly reminded everyone of his unstoppable energy, his charisma, and his unmistakable presence. Within minutes, clips of that entrance were everywhere online. But behind that powerful physique and charming smile was a mission far greater than entertainment. Yaman was there for 4 siblings: Francesca, Jessica, Noemi, and Gabrielle. For young lives shaped by a tragedy no child should ever face. In 2010, they lost their mother. The oldest was just 20 years old. The youngest was only 4. Their father, overwhelmed by depression, could not continue. And in that moment of collapse, one woman stepped forward. Their grandmother. Her name is Fina, a woman who had already buried one daughter. A woman who, just 2 years ago, lost another child. A woman whose pain could have crushed her completely. But instead, she stood up. She became everything. A mother, a father, a protector, a warrior. When the envelope opened and Fina saw her 4 grandchildren standing before her, her face told the entire story. Shock, love, gratitude, pain, strength. All at once. They're my grandchildren. I love them so much, she said. And in that moment, everyone watching knew they were witnessing something real. Maria de Filippi read the letter written by the siblings. Memories of long car rides. A simple life filled with love. A grandmother they lovingly called the Marshal because of her discipline and strength. Their safe harbor during the darkest storms. Tears filled the studio. And then, at the peak of emotion, he appeared. Yaman descended the stairs not as a superstar, but as a man deeply moved by the woman standing before him. In his hands, a bouquet of red roses. As he sang Rose Ross by Massimo Ranieri, the studio fell silent. He handed Fina a plush lion. "Because you are a lioness," he said. And just like that, a bond was formed. Fina confessed that she had fallen in love with Yaman while watching Orkensi cuss. She could barely believe he was there, hugging her, speaking to her, honoring her. But the most powerful moment was yet to come. Yaman did something rare. He allowed himself to be vulnerable. He shared that only weeks ago, he had lost his paternal grandmother. A woman who, like Fina, lived entirely for her children and grandchildren. He spoke about his parents' separation, about growing up with his mother, another lioness, about how his grandmother became his pillar when his mother worked outside Istanbul. He spoke of his maternal grandmother, a former singer, still alive today. There was no script, no performance, only truth. When I see this kind of love in women, it makes me very happy, Jan said. You could feel it. This was real. Fina, with the honesty only age can bring, told him she hoped his new series would be as good as the previous ones. The audience immediately shouted Sandokan, reminding everyone of his highly anticipated upcoming project. But Jan Yaman was not finished. He presented 2 gifts, each filled with deep meaning. First, an Ottoman-style ring, similar to the rings worn by warriors. A ring Jan himself wears in his personal life and in Sandokan. "I give this to you because you are a warrior," he told her. Then came the second gift, the Nazar Bonkugu, the Turkish evil eye. He explained its meaning: protection from envy, from bad energy, a symbol of care and respect, a wish for light to continue shining without interruption. The studio was silent again, not because there was nothing to say, but because everything had already been felt. The grandchildren promised to take better care of themselves. They asked their grandmother to think about herself too. They reminded her that her home would always be their safe place. The envelope was fully opened. Fina embraced her grandchildren. Jan Yaman walked her out like a true gentleman. And just when emotions seemed complete, reality brought laughter. Gabriel promised to focus on his studies and, finally, to take out the trash without complaining. The audience laughed. Jan smiled. The tension dissolved into warmth. Then came the final moment. Jessica asked Fina to walk her down the aisle at her upcoming wedding. A grandmother, a mother, a father. Everything in one woman. Jan Yaman applauded quietly, respectfully, never stealing the spotlight. And in that silence, it became clear why Italy adores him. Not just because of his talent, not because of his looks, but because of his heart. This appearance confirmed Jan Yaman's star power in Italy, but more importantly, it revealed his humanity, his respect for elders, his emotional depth, his authenticity. At Magazine News and Gossip, we don't just follow celebrities. We follow moments that matter. If this story touched you, don't forget to subscribe to Magazine News and Gossip, turn on notifications, like the video, and share your thoughts in the comments. Because sometimes, television reminds us of the most important truth of all. Love and family are everything.